The day Katie was born.
January 20th. And she was, after Dougie, who was a 10-pound baby, she was the easiest baby that I ever had. I mean, delivering.
Just flew out practically.
Right.
Almost, in fact, the doctor almost fumbled her. She flew out and he wasn't really prepared for that. And so she came into the world very fast.
My favorite memory of Katie was she put everything in her mouth. I had to watch her like a hawk. I mean, gravel, she chewed on the wood fireplace, not the wood fireplace, the stone.
Stone fireplace, actually,
She would
yes.
teeth on the stone. I mean, she was
chewed on the furniture. She's almost like a
When I took her to playgroup, I had to watch her like a hawk because any little pieces were in her mouth.
Obviously, I wasn't really old enough to remember her birth, but you know, once she had been around, or once I started getting a little bit older, I do remember her just being, you know, the little baby that I was trying to, you know, figure out what was going on, who she was. I mean, it was kind of cool.
Played sports. She was a great athlete. She was great at field hockey.
And a horsewoman,
and she actually was, you know,
a
very good rider.
Accomplished rider.
I describe her, and so does my family, as either a bulldog or a bulldozer, because Katie knows what she wants and she knows how to get it, and she's so determined and driven. So
I call Katie the bulldog because it's her way or the highway. She'll get what she wants one way or another.
Which is what's made her such an amazing person. She did so well in college. She got a job right out of college. You know, she's getting married to the greatest guy. She has a beautiful house. So, you know, she knows what she wants and she knows how to get it.
He was a 9-pound baby, and he was supposed to be born on the 22nd of April. But we had an anesthesiologist at the time who reminded me of Dan Blocker, the Ponderosa. And I don't think he would do it today, but he actually laid on me and helped push Jeff out. And with that, Jeff was born, 9 pounds.
When he would have one of those nights when he just wasn't falling asleep, I'd load him in the car and we'd drive around the block, around the house several times, and he'd fall right to sleep, and it was easy then. So that was his method. And to this day, it's the same way. So that's why I caution Katie, make sure you're driving the car, Katie, because Jeff's driving, he might fall asleep. Jeff is different than John and Scotty in that one thing I noticed that he is an independent guy, and he likes to do things that are individual more than team-oriented necessarily. So in school, it was cross-country, it was swimming. Those are the things that he enjoyed doing. He ended up being a skier, and he loved skiing, and he had a lot of good buddies, but the other ones liked team sports more than Jeff. So a beat of a different drum, which is great.
Jeff was a kind of a goofball. He hated in the mornings. He would come downstairs with his entire Afghan covering his whole head and claiming out loud, "Don't see me, don't see me."
The first time I met Katie is when my son Scott had a date with her because they were in 6th grade together.
Well, she was dating Scott when she met Jeff.
Well, I don't know if they were dating Scott, but she went out with Scott a couple of times.
Yeah, that's right. I dated Katie in 6th grade. We held hands twice.
So I remember picking her up here at this house, and so it's kind of funny that now Jeff is marrying the girl that Scott went out with when he was in 6th grade. So
My first impression of Katie was at the after prom party that Scotty hosted.
I would say the first time we really met was the night of the university prom my senior year back in April 2006. And Jeff was chaperoning the event.
Dad suggested, would you like to stay a couple extra days? Scotty's got an after prom party, and he's having a bunch of people over, would you help chaperone? So my buddies and I shut down the bar too. We got kicked out. We just continued to party, and then at 4 o'clock in the morning, all these high schoolers show up.
That Jeff was truly Frank the Tank, consuming more alcohol than the guys at the after prom.
It's just, we were on a different level than they were at this point. And there's this blonde girl, brown eyes, blonde hair, just caught my eye. And it was, you know, straight tractor being the rest of the night. Like everywhere she went, I went.
My first impression was he was very sincere and very attractive, and I wanted to learn more about him.
You know, there we are from 4 in the morning till 8 o'clock in the morning, just inseparable. Slept the whole day next day, but the following day, you know, thank God for the internet, Facebook, I got a message from this girl named Katie Horner.
This is all because of my friend Courtney Bronstein. She said, well, why don't you go for it? You know, why don't you like send something to him? And so I just kind of said, hi, you know, this is my number.
Hey, it was really nice meeting you. Maybe we could see you again. There was this unspoken bond that just kept pulling us together.
I was really excited that it was mutual, so I feel silly that I contacted him first, but I did. I'm glad I did.
A friend of mine owns a restaurant in Little Italy in Cleveland, so I call him up, said, I got a date coming down. It's gotta be perfect. Red carpet treatment. Got it.
Jeff was such a gentleman. He opened my door for me, you know, he wined and dined me, and
then we go to the dinner and bottle of wine, and we had like the 7-course meal. My buddy, we never looked at a menu. He just kept bringing the food that we needed. It was wonderful. Made me look like, you know, the true Prince Charming, you know, Godfather kind of guy.
Jeff asked if I had a curfew on our first date, and I said no, even though I did.
So we go to the Fox and Hound in Mayfield, and we get a drink. We're playing a game of pool, and her dad calls her. It's about 1:30.
I pick up my phone, and my dad is sitting in my kitchen saying, where are you? And I'm thinking immediately, uh-oh, he's not happy.
So I'm like, Katie, we're going home. She's like, no, it's okay. I said, you don't understand, Katie. I'm taking you home. That's it.
I thought I was just going to sneak in the house and, you know, talk to my dad.
And we pull in the driveway and put the car in park, you know, give her a kiss goodnight.
And I heard the car come in the driveway, and so I popped up out of bed and I ran downstairs in my U-Trowel.
And then all of a sudden this like bright light comes out of the garage, it's right at me, just one light. And I'm like, this is kind of weird. And the light starts moving very fast at me, very fast. And this hairy gorilla-looking guy in his boxers is running at me, charging. I'm like, Katie, get out of the car, I gotta go!
And I grabbed the door and ripped the door open and started yelling at Jeff and made him show me his ID, and I mean, read him the riot act.
And literally scared the crap out of me so much that I wrote him an email the next day. I'm so sorry. I feel like I violated your policy on curfew with your daughter.
I think it gave my dad a really good impression of what kind of guy he was.
My first impression is he doesn't know how to tell times.
And then it was the fall of 2010 when I kind of really, you know, Katie had moved back. We were looking to get a place together. We spent 6 months looking for a house. And it felt right, you know, kind of like the first time I met her. There's just something internally that feels right.
He ordered the ring, and the ring got shipped in. He had planned to propose to Katie about 2 weeks from that date.
And at that point, it really became surreal. I was like, God, I am really gonna do this. You know, I'm gonna ask her to marry me, and how am I gonna do this? Do I have the right ring? And of course, going back to the guy running out of the garage in his boxers, I'm gonna have to ask him for his permission.
Probably took me about 30 minutes before I said, finally, yes, you can have Katie's hand. So
it was a Friday at 4 o'clock, and I had the ring for 2 days, and I just kept it with me at all times. I couldn't put it down. And everybody says you wait for that perfect moment, and I just could not. I'm like, I'm ready. I gotta do this. So my younger brother Scotty, my dad, and my brother John, we were all at Cardinal, a place where some of us work. And there we are, like drawing blueprints on paper, like how I'm gonna do this. And
John, Scotty, and myself, we all kind of arranged a setting for Jeff to propose to Katie at the house they had just purchased, but not had yet moved into.
So we go to her work party at Fox and Hound, same place where I took Katie on the first date.
I was singing karaoke, you know, having a good time.
And so this whole time I've been drinking beers and no food because I'm so nervous.
We got in the car to leave, and instead of going towards Gates Mills to my parents' house to drop me off, he started going towards Sugar and Falls, where we had put an offer on a new house.
We got the house, say, let's just go celebrate. Let's go put a wreath on the front door. It's a week away from Christmas.
You know, I didn't think anything of it. I was right there with him, and I said, oh, that's so sweet. You know, okay, well, let's go hang the wreath on the front door.
And she just, oh, that's so sweet. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm like, all right, fine, let's go. We put a wreath on the front door. We're taking a few pictures, kind of just laughing, enjoying the moment. And Katie decides to throw snowballs.
I threw a snowball at him, and I was afraid that he was gonna get me back, so I got in his car and I wasn't getting out. I knew he wouldn't throw any snowballs in his new car, so.
She still won't come out of the car, so I'm trying, like, having a disobedient dog, and I'm, Katie, get out of the car right now. So she like comes out, you know, looking guilty like a dog does.
I ended up seeing this glowing light around the corner and surprised to figure out what it is, and I was taken away by what was there waiting.
So we walk back and there's Christmas lights buried in the snow, some white ones that glow.
A white table with all these Christmas lights underneath glowing, roses, you know, 2 chairs for us to sit on, and
you know, we sit down, I pull out the champagne out of the snow and pop the cork, and
we were about to toast with some champagne, and he looked at me and said, Katie.
So Katie, you know, this is great. I said, we've got a loving family, both of our families. We've got supportive friends, both have great jobs, and we got a good thing going for us. And the best part is we're celebrating our lives together. We just got a house together. I said, there's just one more thing missing.
And then he got down on one knee and asked me for my hand in marriage.
Grabbed her hand and said, Katie Claggett Horner, will you marry me? And she just completely froze, and she gave me a big hug and just, I love you, I love you. She kept saying it. And after about 20 seconds, you know, I pushed her off of me. I said, whoa, wait, hold on. What's the answer, yes or no? I need an answer. And she said, yes, yes, yes. So you know, we hugged and celebrated in our glass of champagne.
He did a great job. I feel like I've always been in love with Jeff. I don't know if there's one defining moment because there's so many moments that have made me fall in love with him over and over again. I feel so lucky that I have someone that I feel that way about.
They say this whole love at first sight is, you know, it's not real, it's a cliche, but I truly believe that there are people that can find somebody within a split second. And it's just like the whole entire universe stopped for a second, and I caught a glimpse of her, connected through the eyes, and there's nobody else I would rather be able to share that bond with than Katie.
Sitting here on this lonely dock, watch the rain play on the ocean top. All the things I feel I need to say, I can't explain in any other way. I need to be bold, need to jump in the cold water, need to grow older with a girl like you. Finally see you were naturally the one to make it so easy when you showed me the truth. Yeah, 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 I'd rather be with you. Say you want the same